Tennis is a very physically demanding sport, and players have to be able to adapt to different court surfaces. The way a player moves on each surface is different, and if not perfected, it can often lead to injury. Tennis players also have to deal with the fact that their schedules are always full. This can hurt their performance and results a lot of the time. During the season, tennis players push themselves to the limit, and it's hard for them to avoid getting hurt. Here are 5 active male players whose careers have been hampered by multiple injuries. First, Milos Raonic. Milos Raonic, a former world number 3 and runner-up at Wimbledon in 2016, has been hurt a lot during his career. The most damage was done to his right leg. The Canadian's right shoulder and back have both given him trouble over the years. The 8-time ATP singles champion was the first player born in the 1990s to be ranked in the top 10. After Nick Kyrgios beat him at Wimbledon in 2015, Raonic talked about his injuries. "There was no place where my right leg didn't hurt. First the back, then the hip, and finally the ankle. Then, when none of those things work, you just put too much pressure on your shoulder, which hurts," he said. In 2017, a torn hamstring in his right leg was a big setback for Raonic. He fell out of the top 30 over the next few months. The Canadian's career took a big step forward in the 2020 season. He made it to the quarterfinals of the Australian Open for the 5th time and came in second in a Masters 1000 event for the 4th time. But in 2021, he hurt his right leg and heel again. In July 2021, he lost in the first round of the Atlanta Open to Brandon Nakashima in 3 sets. Next, Kei Nishikori. Kei Nishikori has reached the quarterfinals or further at least twice in all 4 slams, but it has cost him something. The former number 4 in the world has hurt all 4 of his limbs and his back. Nishikori has won 12 ATP singles titles and a bronze medal at the Olympics. The runner-up at the 2014 U.S. Open is known for being one of the fastest players on the court. He also has the best win rate at 79.4% in matches that go to 5 sets. In December 2021, Nishikori talked to News Zero of Japan about how he had been hurt over the years. "I never wanted to stop playing, even though I thought it was hard. Yes, I often thought it was hard. I hate it, but for some reason, I haven't quit yet. Any athlete knows how hard it is to get hurt, but the most important thing is how to deal with guts. When I get hurt, I usually feel sad for a long time, even when I have to have surgery. But I always come back because I still want to play tennis, and I'm passionate about it," he said. In January 2022, Nishikori had arthroscopic surgery on his left hip. He said that he planned to come back to the tour during the U.S. Open swing in 2022. When he last played, it was at the 2021 Indian Wells Open. In the second round, he lost to Dan Evans in 3 sets. Third, Gael Monfils. Gael Monfils will be on the professional tour for the 19th time during the 2022 ATP season. The Frenchman's performances over the years have earned him the nickname Showman of Tennis. Monfils has been hurt a lot during his career. Over the years, his muscles have gotten sore more than once. Monfils has reached the finals of at least one tour-level tournament every year since 2005. Monfils has won more than 500 singles matches in his career. He's known for his court coverage and for being able to hit ridiculously fast ground strokes from the baseline. Monfils has been hurt in his back, his hips, and his right leg. At Adelaide in 2022, he won his 11th singles title. But before the 2022 French Open, the Frenchman said that he would not play in the clay court major because he had been hurt again. "Hi all, I'm sorry, but I have to pull out of the Open Parc de Leon and the French Open next week. Since Monte Carlo, I've had trouble with the calcaneal spur on my right heel, which makes it hard for me to move around on the court. I've decided to have a small surgery this week to fix the problem before I go back to playing competitively," Monfils sent in a tweet. Monfils lost to Novak Djokovic in straight sets in the second round of this season's Madrid tournament. Moving on, Richard Gasquet. Richard Gasquet used to be in the top 10. Since turning pro in 2002, the Frenchman has won 15 ATP singles titles. In every slam, he's made it to the second week. Gasquet has won more than 550 ATP singles matches, which is a lot. Gasquet, who is known for his one-handed backhand, has hurt his back and shoulder many times. He underwent groin hernia surgery in 2019. Gasquet beat world number 1 Daniil Medvedev in Geneva during the 2022 season. It was Medvedev's first match back after being hurt for 6 weeks. Finally, Rafael Nadal. In 2005, Rafael Nadal was told that he had Müller-Weiss syndrome. He has won 22 Grand Slams. Nadal's left foot has been hurt by this condition for a long time. The blood supply to the foot slowly goes away, play because of this degenerative condition. During the 2022 French Open, Rafael Nadal talked to L'Equipe about what was going on with him. "We've known for a long time that this isn't going to get better, so anything we did would just try to make the pain less so I could keep playing. It's the same thing I've done my whole career, even though it's obvious that everything gets worse over time, as logic would suggest," Nadal said. Nadal has won a record 14 French Open titles, been ranked number 1 for 209 weeks, and won 36 Masters titles. Tim Henman, who used to be British number 1, talked about how Nadal had to deal with injuries in 2007. "Nadal is not the same. His game is so hard on the body. His body is under so much stress. Didn't he have stress fractures in his foot? He has tendonitis in his knee, which I think is a common problem for men. You have to deal with it the best you can. You know that will always be a part of his career," he said. Nadal has won 92 singles titles in his career. Other than his left foot, he's been hurt many times over the years. In 2014, he had his appendix taken out. In 2018, he had surgery on his ankle and plasma therapy on his knee. Before the 2022 Roland Garros final, which he won against Casper Ruud, Nadal talked to the media about how bad his foot injury was. "I'd rather lose the final on Sunday and get a new foot. If I had a new foot, I would be happy with my life. Winning is great, but after the career I had, life is much more important than any title," Nadal said. As a bonus, Roger Federer postponed his retirement announcement to allow Serena Williams to bask in the spotlight at the U.S. Open. Roger Federer thought about retiring before the Laver Cup, preferably at the U.S. Open, the last Grand Slam of the year. His father, Robert Federer, said that the Swiss legend knew that the weeks leading up to the U.S. Open and the tournament itself should be more about Serena Williams. Williams said she was retiring a few weeks before the U.S. Open. The New York Grand Slam was supposed to be her last tournament. Federer put off his announcement so that Williams could have the moment to herself. Last week, the legendary Swiss player said he was giving up tennis, and he played his last match at the Laver Cup on Friday. In the third round of the U.S. Open, Williams played what is likely to be her last match ever. In an interview with Tages Anzeiger, Federer Sr. talked about the time before his son announced that he was retiring. "The hardest part was finding the right time and place to tell people. The U.S. Open was over, and it was once again fall. This would have been the best time for Raji, especially since Serena Williams quit there at the same time," said the 76-year-old. Robert and Lynette, the parents of the 20-time Grand Slam winner, have been in his box for many of his most important matches. They were at his sad farewell at the Laver Cup on Friday. Like their son and the rest of the family, they were moved to tears. Robert talked about how he felt during the event and said that his son could not have had a better ceremony to say goodbye. Rafael Nadal's reaction to it all was one of the most moving sights of the night. It happened right after his and Federer's doubles match, which officially ended Federer's career. It couldn't have gone any better, and it happened at the right time. "It was a very emotional time for everyone, including Raji and the players. Nadal was especially affected," Robert said. The Swiss master will no longer play on the tour, but he has hinted that he might play at least a few exhibition matches in the future and make guest appearances at other Grand Slams next season to say goodbye. But for now, he'll spend his time after retirement with his family. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, cheers!